Today was a very nice, warm day. I guess it's technically still fall, but it was almost 80 degrees today. I was gonna say it was a warm winter day, but it's 1st of November, so to feel 80 degrees, I guess it's hunting season again. It was pretty amazing, but fortunately or unfortunately, I was working. We don't typically work on Sundays, but this day we did because I think we're getting a little behind. So they wanted to run the equipment today. So the story goes that there's a guy that farms a lot of the property around our place, and this summer I went for a ride with him in his combine. I put some videos on that inside the last bug video, but so he texted me afterward, a couple days after, and he said, "Do you want to learn how to drive the grain cart and possibly help us out with harvest this fall?" This was like midsummer, I don't know. So he texted me and I thought, oh yeah, that sounds fun. But I was just thinking I was going to learn how to drive it just in case I needed to cover someone a day or two here and there. But what I was really committing to was the full harvest, and that's been a little bit overwhelming for me. Although it has been helpful to get a little bit of extra cash so I can kind of keep my hobbies going. Molly said it didn't make any sense for me to buy any more cars because I didn't have any money to buy them. So I thought, well, if I can make a little extra money, I can buy some more cars. That's not actually my logic, but it's been nice to make a little extra money so I don't have to go back to my old corporate life of travel and expense reports and worthless meetings. So I thought that driving a tractor would be calming and kind of simple. I was wrong. It stresses the heck out of me. So I'm not sure how many more days we're going to keep doing it. He's got probably at a minimum 8 days near my property and then like another 11 days at least up north. But he is now running 2 combines, which theoretically will not half the amount of time it takes to pick all the corn, but I think it will help decrease the amount of time. This was my first day with 2 combines and I did not do well. This is what I'm driving over here. So there's me and there's one other person, and she's been driving the grain cart for him for, I think this is her at least 3 years, but I don't know. She's amazing at driving it, and I am not. This is hers, this is mine. I enjoy being out here and I enjoy seeing the operation, but it stresses me out and I feel like I'm doing a horrible job. And I feel like they could have someone else helping them and be way more efficient, but they're semi-tolerant of me. And I think if I can just get through this, then make a little extra money and maybe I'm helping them out. And then I can get back to working on my cars and trying to get the houses out here livable. So these are the grain bins that he built just to the south of our property. And what we're doing is, after my grain cart gets filled up, I come over here and I dump into this truck and it goes down into this little guy here and up this auger and then all the way to the top. Now, my other neighbor out here is doing it the old-fashioned way. And I gotta say that would probably suit me a little better. Because they're just taking a combine, driving it around, and then when they get full, they go fill up that truck, and then she drives that into the elevator. and then she drives back and they fill it again. They just do that all day, and I could do that all day long, but this is a little different operation. Usually we just have one combine running, and me and the other person driving the other grain cart goes back to the edge of the field where these semis are waiting for us. They can go to a feedlot or one of the local elevators or to the ethanol plant. So we just keep filling those trucks all day, and usually the trucks are kind of waiting for us, and we dump into them, and then they take off, and then we go back out in the field and we get filled up by the combine, and then that just goes. And we've been working, the goal is 12-hour days. We've done a few 12-hour days. Usually it's more like 8 to 10-hour days, just because stuff happens and the corn's been really wet. So they're kind of trying to let stuff dry out as we go. But anyways, that's what I've been up to. Again, unfortunately or fortunately, however you want to look at it, it is fortunate that he offered this to me, and I have a place to go and make money during the day versus spending money during the day, which is what I would do if I wasn't in the tractor all day. But unfortunately, because there's been some pretty nice weather I've missed out on, and I don't get home till pretty late, it's kind of all I can do to crawl into bed after having a quick bite and maybe one beer. And then I get up at 5, make coffee, and back at it. Wow, it's nice out. Again, that's what I've been up to. Not that I'm good about posted videos anyways, but this is my excuse this time.
Okay, now you're full, Derek.
10-4, I'll get out of here. So that put me in the far opposite corner of these two quarters with a full cart, and so now I got to get all the way back, unload, which doesn't go super fast, and then get back out there. But I think they're going to cut through and I'll be able to meet them. We'll see if they have to wait for me too much, but it stresses the crap out of me when they got to wait on me, because I kind of don't know what I'm doing. So now you gotta come in the driveway. You're not gonna be able to get in anywhere. Oops, I just figured that out. Just pull right underneath me and I'll dump them off. Just pull backwards. Yep. Right there. Stop. Yeah, I'm just out here picking corn.
Just barrel last pass through. Coming back towards you.
So we've been working in these fields for, I don't even know, 3 or 4 days, 4 or 5 days, a year. It's 3 quarters, and it just seems like it took a really long time, but he's coming up on the last 12 rows. So now I think we're gonna get in our tractors and drive on to the next fields up north. But maybe we'll get to just kind of go home early today. It's a nice warm day. Takes a little while. Boy, am I glad to be done with this field. Truck waiting for our last load from these 3 horrendous quarters. I feel like this was more affected by the big rain we had this summer than any other quarter we've done. Time to move.
A little bit more.
This is my last day. This is our last quarter that we're picking in. Weather's coming in. It's supposed to rain tomorrow. It's supposed to start raining tonight. So getting done just in the nick of time. Next week's Thanksgiving, and I'm gonna head back to Denver after we're done today and enjoy Thanksgiving with my family, except for my sister who's in Sweden, and then come back out and try to get some stuff done out at the farm. Filling up one of the last truckloads.
Heading up the hill.
Maybe a couple more of those and we're done. So we're all done. We're heading out and heading home so I can get back to my regularly scheduled programming, which is trying to figure out how to make some of those cars run and get the little house ready to live in this winter. Thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed this. It was a really fun thing for me to do. It was extremely stressful at the same time, but I did enjoy being out here, having the entire day in the field and watching the sun come up and watching the sun go down, being part of the harvest, seeing how it all works. need to tell all these guys how much I appreciate them letting me be involved, trusting me to operate their equipment, and kind of guiding me through how to drive a grain cart to pick corn. See you guys soon.